intermittent fasting. I am an intermittent faster. Fasting of the intermittent variety. Yeah, I'm not sure how many other different ways I can say that. Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Before we jump in, I just want to remind you that you are enough, you are perfect, and you are beautiful just as you are. Today we are in my car. We're in my car for a few reasons. Number one, I thought we could use a change of pace. You know, felt like the good old bedroom was getting kind of boring, if you know what I mean. I'm kidding. But also, it's Vlogtober, so I figured, you know, maybe this could be a vloggy kind of video. So let me know if you guys like this or if you never want to see the inside of my car again. So today I'm going to be giving you, it's Tip Tuesday. So today I'm going to be giving you my top tips for utilizing intermittent fasting to reach your fitness goals, whether that is to lose weight or, you know, gain muscle or just, you know, lean your body out or tone your body. Whatever your fitness goals are, I'm going to give you my top tips for utilizing intermittent fasting to do so. Before we get into those tips though, I want to give you a rundown of what intermittent fasting is in case you don't already know. Firstly, I would like to point out that I am not a nutritionist. I'm not a dietitian. This is simply things that I have learned from my own research, from my own experience, from intermittent fasting. So I do recommend that you speak to a healthcare professional if this is something that you would like to try. Make sure you do your own research because, you know, people react to different things differently. I will also link a few of my favorite YouTube channels that talk about intermittent fasting down in the description box in case you want to check them out. And I recommend that you do because they're really good. First of all, I would like to point out that intermittent fasting is not a diet. It is a habit of eating that is characterized by periods of fasting, which is not eating, and eating, basically. If you are trying to lose weight, you have to understand that in order to lose weight, you must be in a caloric deficit. Period. If you want to lose weight, you have to you have to burn more calories than you take in. If you're not doing that, you will not lose weight. That's bare bones. That's as simple as it gets. Lose weight, burn more calories than you take in. Good on that? Cool. What makes intermittent fasting so great for weight loss is that because you're eating less meals, it's easier for you to be in a caloric deficit because you naturally will take in less food because you're not eating 6 meals a day. You'd probably eat like maybe 2 meals a day. So you're naturally going to take in less calories because you're taking in less food because you're eating less meals. I hope that makes sense. So that's why intermittent fasting is great for weight loss, but let's talk about why it's great for fat loss, because losing weight and losing fat, even though they're connected, are not the same thing, because you can lose weight and still not lose body fat. So those are different, and I know it sounds really confusing, but we're gonna get to it, I promise. So in order to target body fat, when you lose weight, you want to target body fat, and in order to do that, there's a few things that have to happen hormonally in your body in order for you to lose body fat. And one of those things is that your insulin levels must be at their lowest point. So what that means, I'm going to try and explain this the best that I can. When you fast, meaning when you don't eat any calories at all, your insulin levels are at their lowest. Okay? Eating any calories at all will cause your insulin levels to rise. So when you're not eating, your insulin levels are lower. When you are eating, they go up. I'm gonna leave that there, all right? When your insulin levels are at their lowest, meaning when you're not eating, your body is then forced to use the stored glucose that's in your fat cells for energy, because there is no immediate energy source that's being provided. And that is how you lose body fat. When you have your insulin levels at their lowest and your body is still, keeping everything going, it's taking that glycogen from your fat cells and using that for energy. So that's how you burn body fat. And when you're losing weight, you really want to target body fat because you don't want to lose muscle mass. And whenever you lose weight, it comes from different areas, right? So if I lose 2 pounds, I've lost 10 pounds. In the past 7 weeks, I've lost 10 pounds. Not all of those 10 pounds have come from body fat. Some of it has come from muscle mass. And that's just how losing weight is, It's never going to come from just one source. That's just not how your body works. But you want to target body fat as much as possible that's what I'm trying to say. So because intermittent fasting is characterized by periods of not eating, it's very good for targeting the loss of body fat, essentially. Does this mean that intermittent fasting will work for everyone? No, it absolutely does not. Because if you're the type of person who has to be eating all day, or if you're the type of person who can't go 3 hours or more without eating, this is not going to work for you. Even like the lean gains, which is 16 hours of fasting and then 8 hours of eating, you're still fasting for 16 hours. So if you can't make it past 16 hours, then, intermittent fasting isn't going to work for you. And that's totally okay. Like, there are other methods of weight loss out there. This one just wouldn't be for you. But for those of you who are interested in trying out intermittent fasting, I'm going to give you some tips right now to make that transition a little bit easier. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe. And make sure you hit the bell so that you never miss another Tip Tuesday ever again. The first tip that I have is count your macros. Count your macros, count your calories. Because like I said before, in order to lose weight, you have to be in a caloric deficit. If you don't know how many calories you're taking in, how are you going to know if you're in a caloric deficit if you're not keeping track of it? So even though intermittent fasting makes it easier to be in a caloric deficit, you still want to make sure that you are. The best way to do that is to count your macros. The app that I like to use to count my macros is called MyFitnessPal, and I will link it down below in my description box. If you watch any fitness channels, you've probably heard this before. It's a really great app. You can just scan whatever food you're eating, and it'll give you the entire breakdown of, the protein, the carbs, the calories, all that. It's super quick, super easy, and I really recommend it, especially for those of you starting out. My second tip is to start slow. I did not follow this tip. When I started out, I went from eating 6 meals a day to eating 1 meal a day. And my body was like, excuse me, ma'am, can we get some food over here? And I was just like, but we're fasting. And she was like, no, let me tell you what you need to do. We need a chip, a cracker, a something. You need something. Give me food. So those first few weeks were really hard for me because, like I said, I did not start slow. So my second tip is to start slow. Start, pushing your breakfast back a little bit further, a little bit further, a little bit further, until you until you're comfortable and you're in like a 16:8 fasting feeding ratio. Just start slow. Work your way up. Don't be like me, okay? Do as I say, not as I do. My third tip is to find a feeding window that works for you. If you can't take your lunch until 12:30, don't have your feeding window right in the middle of when you're at work. You know, you want to make sure that you are putting your feeding window in a place that will be convenient for you. For me, I work 8 hours a day and I don't like eating lunch at work. So I make sure that my feeding window is after I get off work, after I work out, once I am home. And that's usually around 6 or 7 o'clock. So that's my feeding window. That just happens to be what works best for me. So it's up to you to figure out what feeding window would work best for you. My fourth tip is to make sure that you are eating enough. It is so easy doing intermittent fasting to not eat enough. If you're only having 1 meal a day or 2 meals a day and you are only taking in 500 calories or even 500 calories a meal, that is not enough food. You need to be taking in at least 1,200 calories a day. If you're losing weight, I feel like the lowest you should ever go is 1,200 calories. I would never go below 1,200 calories, even if you're trying to lose weight, because at that point, you're depriving your body of key nutrients and energy that it needs to survive, to keep going, to keep your heart beating. So make sure that you are not starving yourselves. Even if you have 1 meal a day, that meal needs to be gigantic, okay? At least 1,200 calories a day. And if you're doing like a 2-meal split, then you can do 600 calories this meal, 600 calories that meal. Usually the meal that I eat at the end of the day is 1,200 calories, just 1,200 calorie meal. And that's enough for me. That makes me feel good and I feel happy and all of that. But I'm also trying to lose weight. So once I get in a maintenance phase and I'm not trying to lose weight, I'll probably go up to about 2,000 calories. But for now, losing weight, I try to stay around 1,200 to 1,300 calories. I do not recommend going lower than that. My fifth tip is to take progress pictures, because since you're targeting body fat, you will see results quicker because you are actually targeting body fat and not, muscle mass or something like that. And sometimes you may not see that scale move, but if you take a picture from like the beginning of the month to the end of the month, you will see a difference. I promise. Taking pictures of yourself is so much more accurate than stepping on a scale and seeing what your weight is. So I really recommend you do progress photos. If you have to weigh yourself, I recommend weighing yourself once a week. Don't weigh yourself every day. Please don't weigh yourself every day. I weigh myself once a week on Wednesdays at 5 o'clock, every Wednesday at 5 o'clock. And that will give you the most accurate reading on your weight. So my last 2 tips actually go together. My 6th tip is that you must work out. And my 7th tip is that you should break your fast after your workout. There are a lot of people who do intermittent fasting and they're like, oh, I'm taking in less calories, so I don't need to work out. Yes, technically that is true, but you will see more benefits if you practice intermittent fasting and you work out, because working out in itself helps with fat mobilization. Fat mobilization is basically training your body to use your stored fat for energy. Exercise trains your body to do that. If you're just sitting on your butt all day, your body's not training itself to do anything except sit on the couch all day. But when you go, you lift weights, you run, you do, yoga, you're training your body to use stored energy, to use stored glycogen for energy. Also, I work out in a fasted state, which means I do my workouts before I eat for the day. This ensures that when I'm working out, I am specifically targeting my body fat because my glycogen levels, my insulin levels are at their lowest, and my body is working that much harder because I'm working out, which means I'm gonna be targeting more fat, I'm gonna be burning more fat. So I recommend doing fasted workouts, but please listen to your body, okay? If you are new to intermittent fasting and you're in the middle of a fasted workout and you feel lightheaded, you feel dizzy, you feel nauseous, you feel sick in any way, stop and either take a break, drink some water, or go eat something. Because I've been doing this for a few weeks now and I feel fine. But if you feel sick, uncomfortable, not good in any way, shape, or form while doing a fasted workout, stop. Because we're all about safety here, okay? And if you're not feeling well, you need to stop. Because I don't want you passing out or anything else terrible happening. So, like I said, listen to your body and take care of yourself. But those are my 7 tips for starting intermittent fasting. If you would like to see a what I eat in a day video, documenting what I eat in a day as an intermittent faster, then let me know in the comments and I will definitely do that, because it would be fairly easy for me to show you guys what I eat. If you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe and make sure you hit the bell so that you always get notified when I upload a new video. If you are not following me on Instagram and Twitter at Beauty by Lapis, then you should go do that because I would really, 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 really appreciate it. Also, if you're interested in becoming one of my patrons and getting featured in my videos and entered in weekly giveaways, then you can click the link in my description box and see all the perks you get for becoming a patron. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for watching me. Thank you so much for supporting me. I love you so much. And I will see you tomorrow for a workout Wednesday. I have a really good workout coming for you guys tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. And I will see you all tomorrow. Bye. Also, before you go, don't forget to check out some of the stuff that I have floating around my face. It's really good stuff. Promise. Okay. Bye.